Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the biggest problem we have had in this country is having leaders who cannot tell the president the truth of the matter on the ground. Most of the leaders that we are having today are leaders who keep on lying to please the president every time. And I have seen ODM is finally joining that bandwagon. If you listen to the speech of Junet Mohammed yesterday, commenting on the issue of Adan and JKI, it was very sad. I've seen other members of parliament supporting programs that are not intended to support the people or serve the interests of the people, but they're telling us that all the programs and the policies of Kenya Kwanza are good for us. So yesterday, there was a morning show on Citizen TV, and we had a panel from those who are supporting the president and Willis Otieno. Willis Otieno was supposed to be Jimmy Wanjigi's running mate, and of course he's his personal lawyer. And among this panelists, he is the only person who really told the truth about what Kenyans are going through. In fact, it was a kind of lecture and trying to challenge those who are saying everything is good and supporting the president from shift, overtaxation, government borrowing, expenditure, debt, default, and all that. You can mention all of them. For these people, it is just Hosanna, hallelujah, and everything is okay. In fact, Willis went to an extent of calling these people or leaders who are in this panel as Conmen. He did not, and by calling them Conmen, he did not do that as a mistake. He knew what he was doing. But he quickly withdrew that statement, knowing that already he had sent the message to the ground that what he think and what Kenyans think about them, they see them like conmen. So already alikuwa ameshawaita conmen, akasema sorry, I was looking for the better word, but the message was clear. When you come and defend the wrong, the bad, and you are a beneficiary of the same, you are a conman. That is the point. So he ended up actually embarrassing all the panelists here simply because they are supporting something that is wrong. So I felt that this is something that you should listen to, the kind of debate here, and look at the face of these individuals as they get lectured by Willis Otieno.
Also, you've been asked to apply for the PS.
I want to respond to all of them. Yeah. Professor Jenda, Mheshimiwa Nelson, Charles here, Ruto, all these people, none of them uses chief share. All these people qualify, and they have a very comprehensive medical cover from Parliament that even if Ojenda has a cold, Ojenda will be flown to South Africa to the best facility to treat his cold. So they are here telling Kenyans how great chief share is. Why can't we have this debate at Kenyatta Hospital or Mbagathi Medical District? You go and see what Kenyans are going through. Don't be conmen, because what you are doing, I'm sorry to use that word, my apologies, you're not conmen. I was looking for a better word. Don't try to gaslight Kenyans that this thing is good, it's working, it's good for you, when you and your family, you've been covered under a very comprehensive and very comfortable cover. And I like when Professor Ruto speaks. He says his main problem is shift share. It's something that the people are feeling. He's speaking from the ground. But these three wants to make it appear like everything is okay. Willis is just a whiner. You're just a complainant. I'm not complaining. I'm in WhatsApp groups of many Kenyans today who keep adding me, asking me to help raise funds. In fact, people even tell me, don't even give us the money if you don't trust us. Just go to a facility and pay for that directly, we will appear there to get cover. So don't try to tell Kenyans that Shift SHA is good, that it will be better. Tell Kenyans that Shift SHA is messing up their lives, and your administration has failed to come up with a workable redundancy period to make sure that the transition from NHIF to Shift SHA does not cause a loss of life. Because those who've died in between, even if after 5 years or 2 years Shift SHA works, their lives will never be recovered. Their lives they're gone. So you should have worked on the redundancy period to make sure that at this transition we don't lose lives. Then the second thing you people talk about, that we've not defaulted in our debt. Look at the Constitution. What are the first charge? First charge of the Consolidated Fund, number 1 is debt. Number 2 is county. Number 3 is pensions. Those are the first charges. Pensioners have not been paid now more than 5 months. Is that not a default? It was a first charge. Counties, the fight is still going on. They are the ones begging for counties to be paid even as we speak. Is that not a default? Look at even some of the debts, the SGR debt.
It's not default, it's delayed.
No. It is default. The default simply means
the
fact that at the point when it is ought to be paid, you've not been paid. You've defaulted, even if you cure it subsequently. So there is already a default. But at what cost? At what cost? You are overtaxing Kenyans to pay for illegal debts. Debts that were taken without following the laws of this republic. Debts that were not applied to any project finance. Banks have given us 5.4 trillion shillings the last 12 years. Where is that project that is worth 5.4 trillion shillings in Kenya today? That you can tell us, we borrow from the domestic banks 5.4 trillion. These are the projects that those 5.4 trillion finance. It doesn't exist. And what did Parliament, yourselves, you don't even know what you approved. You people approved in 10 years of gender, at least you are not there. You approved 2.2 trillion. How was the debt 5.4 trillion in that period? In fact, today, you're telling us the debt is almost 11 trillion. So even Parliament, you need to do your work. You seem to pay more focus and attention on politics than doing your oversight duty. You don't even know that when you pass the Appropriations Act, how much have you approved for the government to borrow? This year alone, in terms of development finance, in your own Appropriations Act, was 300 billion. And of that 300 billion, your president goes out to say, I'm going to borrow 1 trillion because you rejected finance bill. Where did you, as Parliament, pass that you are going to borrow 1 trillion? Because borrowing must get parliamentary approval. You need to understand and do your work as parliamentarians. Then I want to say this. If the economy is good, as you seem to imply, of course, for some of you, the economy is very good. And I look at your faces, you are very bright. Ojenda's suit is a brownie suit, is shiny. He is wearing a golden ring. Charles is looking at his best.
Are you naked?
So
are you naked, William?
No, the economy is very good.
No,
let me finish. You'll have your time. Please, relax. You'll have your time. The economy is very good for you three. Yeah. But for the Kenyan out there, we should be having this conversation at Jacaranda grounds so that we meet the real face of Kenyans as we are saying, Kenyans, your economy is very good. You've avoided debt distress. You have jobs. You are doing well. Hallelujah. Hosanna. Jesus is coming. That's the only thing you are waiting for. The real situation on the ground that Kenyans are going through. The real situation. Don't carry up your hands. When you're talking, you people put your hands down. When I was talking, when I was talking, when you were talking, I kept quiet. Can you learn to keep quiet and listen? Because I'm not saying these things to attack you. I'm saying these things so that you can internalize them. And when you go back to your offices, you make sure that you do that which the Kenyan people expect you to do.
Okay.
So I'm saying this.
Yeah.
When we talk about the sufferings of our people, about the economy, families are sleeping angry. I was just yesterday with the University of Nairobi student who was telling me at the School of Economics alone, they admitted 3,000 students. Only 500 have reported in this academic year. Why? Because they are not able to afford. Majority of them have been forced to defer their studies. They cannot afford the school fees because you are told for you to report, you must pay the school fees full, 52,000 shillings per semester. And you must, sorry, 50,000 shillings, that is for accommodation, and the school fees is 150,000 Kenya shillings. And HELB is only giving them 20,000. If you're lucky, you get 40,000.
Okay.
And so let me say this.
Yes.
These
briefly.
problems that Kenyans are dealing with are real life problems. They are facing them every day. Let's stop pontificating.
Okay. New to.
I wish.
Yeah,
Now, we are concluding this discussion, but before I forget, I'm please humbly requesting you, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And back to the discussion. Now, members of parliament would tell us that Chief Shah is good. But we know how people have suffered. There is one question Willis is asking here. How can we recover a lost life if Chief or Shah will work good or well in the near future? It should work from the word go, because here you are dealing with the people's lives. Unashughulikia maisha ya wananchi. If it does not work today, then someone gets, to die because the shift did not work for that person. How can we reclaim that life? How? How can we recover a lost life? It is a discussion we have to ask ourselves. That hata kama shifa ifanye vizuri saa hizi, tunajua itafanya vizuri baadaye na maisha ya wananchi. Sababu sasa hospitali haikubali kuchukua kwa hii chief simply because the system does not allow. Kutakuwaje? This government is unable to answer this question. Someone is trying to say that on the issue of debt, it's just a delay, but not a default. But Willis Otieno, in his wisdom, was able to explain the meaning of default. Sasa hapa aliwapiga 10-0. Ruto is on a borrowing spree, but when it comes to accountability, kuna shida kubwa. They cannot explain that. Counties are unable to get funds. Running the affairs of the counties has become a problem. But the government is borrowing. They are overtaxing Kenyans. They can't explain that. So with all this, you find that when you defend such a regime, you end up looking bad. In fact, you look stupid and useless for defending that which is wrong. And that's exactly what has happened on this Citizen TV panel. Those individuals defending Ruto and Kenya Kwanza look so bad in the eyes of Kenyans for defending the ugly.